Lunette fish, mommy. Hey crew, welcome back to the Spiritual Social. I'm Lexi, your local lightworker. I'm a tarot reader and an astrologer, and today I'm very happy to bring you another subscriber's request to pick a card reading on the topic of how do people perceive your energy. Yes, today we are going to be exploring people's perception of your energy in this period. So whenever you stumble upon this reading through the beautiful laws of serendipity, happy accidents, this is when you need to hear messages from this divinatory session the most. So keep in mind, this is not about how you are at your core or as a human being. I have another pick a card reading on that topic if you're interested in exploring it, but this is about how people perceive your energy in this period, so just at the current moment. So the energy can change, and whatever you hear in this reading today is not definitive, okay? Just thought I would get that out of the way. I have here for you, my loves, a choice of 3 different makeup kits. I don't know why, I just felt the need to use them today. I already pre-shuffled your tarot and oracle cards so that we can just dive straight into your messages when we reach your pile. Make sure to have a look at the links that I place for you guys in the description box and in the comment section. You can also click on my tarot and oracle wish list and see tarot decks and oracle decks that you might be interested in purchasing for yourself or gifting to my channel. However you please use these links in whichever way suits you the best. So let me introduce to you the options for group 1. We have here this Cosmic Makeup Revolution kit. Keep in mind, I'm not advertising for any of these companies. I just have them in my collection and I love them. So you can see my camera as well. So these are some of the colors and they have aptly titled planet names. Okay, so that's for group 1. For group 2, we have this classic 17 Easy on the Eye makeup palette. It has a lot of browns, nudes, golds, whites. I don't know if you can, yeah, there we go. And then for group 3, we have my favorite, actually. I think this is my pile as well because I'm playing along with you guys today. It's the I Heart Revolution Fortunes and Crystals palette. And these are some of the colors and these are some of the names. You can see that I've been using it quite intensely. That's why it might look a little bit dirty on the side, but it's all creative messiness, okay guys? So take a moment now to look at these options and feel free to choose the one that pulls you in the most. Yes, you can play along if you're a male as well and you're curious. I know that the majority of my viewers are female, so I cater to the majority of my crew's needs, but feel free to play along and choose a colorful palette as well. You're always welcome to be here and to play along with us. All this being said, I hope that you guys are having a good day, and if not, let me make it more encouraging and inspiring. Let's check into how other people perceive you. What is the energy you give off right now? Thank you so much for supporting me. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for the fact that we're growing. I just am sending you all a great big energetic hug. Mwah. Hey group 1, welcome to your reading. This is a pick a card on the topic of how do people perceive your energy. So this is for those of you that were drawn to this Makeup Revolution palette. Okay, I'm going to show you inside of it a little bit as well. There we go. So I feel like you are a big picture thinker. I definitely feel like you could have some Sagittarius or Jupiterian energy very strongly placed in your chart. You are an individual that likes to think of the cosmos. You feel that you are part of something higher up. You might be incredibly faithful. You could believe in the divine. You could work with spiritual energy on your everyday, in your everyday routine on a daily basis. I feel like you're a person that likes to think of big important issues more than everyday details or common knowledge, gossip, other situations like this. I think they don't occupy so much of your time as philosophical ideas. You might be wondering about what is life, how do we get here, what will the future bring. You could be quite progressive, innovative, and very unique. And I feel like a lot of people come to you seeking some sort of spiritual conversations or spiritual advice, some solace. So that's just my initial intuitive interpretation of who you are based on the object that you were drawn to. But now let's find out how other people perceive you. So let's see. The tarot cards that you got, we have here the High Priestess. We have the Devil. Wow. And we have the Six of Pentacles. Are you delving into black magic? At least this is how people perceive you. We have the Challenger, which is Scorpio energy. We have, oh wow, beautiful, the Golden Empress, the Jewel of Abydos. And the keywords are potency, confidence, and magnetism. We have the Maiden, Innocence. I feel like I'm speaking to somebody that has Pluto and Virgo. We have Mars energy, action. Yeah, the keywords here are desires, impulses, courage, force, heat, strength, competition, workouts, excitement, thirst, impatience, anger, leadership, engine, potency, willpower, motor, and sex drive. And I need to take a breath. Okay, so people first of all perceive you as dabbling in the occult, as being quite mysterious, holding a lot of knowledge, a lot of secrets. I don't feel that you like to explain yourself. I think that you just go after what you want and you don't give people extra explanations, or at least this is how they perceive you. Maybe you do think that, no, I'm actually putting in a lot of work explaining myself, but people still see you through this sheen of, ooh, she's mysterious or he's mysterious. Ooh, this person could be a little bit low-key demonic, might be worshipping Satan. And I'm only saying this because we have the Devil here. So maybe it's the way you dress. Maybe you dress in darker colors. Maybe you like to have quite extravagant makeup. Maybe you like to wear symbols and images that kind of portray this don't mess with me kind of energy. And people are noticing this, yeah? I'm not saying that if you wear, for example, a skull pendant, you are automatically a bad person. Not at all, of course not. But some people tend to judge you by looks, and most of people actually take you at face value. They tend to judge you by looks, first impressions, and I feel that people could sometimes make a certain circle around you or away from you because they feel that you have quite an intense kind of energy. People perceive you as a really interesting combination of cute, but also quite kinky. I feel that you might have you could be perceived as Virgoan or Scorpion. So you have maybe some Virgo or Scorpio energies and people could pick up on this, or at least if you don't have any Virgo or Scorpio energy in your chart, people tend to associate you with the energies of these two astrological signs. So you could be like a Piscean, yeah, or a Capricornian with the Devil here, but people perceive you as a Scorpion, you know, and they feel like your magnetism, your sexiness, your capacity to pull towards yourself and magnetize some negative attention, but also positive attention. I feel like you leave a very strong first impression. You could have Saturn or Pluto on the ascendant in the first house. I feel like you really leave a mark. You might not be aware of it, but after people have talked to you, after they have come into contact with you, even if it was just briefly or temporarily, you leave a mark. It's like they can't stop thinking of you, or you remind them of somebody from their past, or they tend to project a lot of their unconscious content onto you. And sometimes you might be really freaked out. Why do people have these intense reactions towards me? So I see that at the same time you could be quite attractive. There is something quite sweet, quite pure, quite innocent about how you look. You could have baby face features, maybe round eyes or a round face, maybe like large cheeks. There could be like maybe you have dimples when you smile. There's something very cute at the same time as intimidating about you. So you're a very beautiful mixture of these two contrasts. I also feel like you like to take care of yourself, the way you dress, you radiate. A lot of you that have chosen this pile are light workers. And I feel that people judge you very strongly because they don't know what a light worker is. They feel a little bit weirded out by the interpretation of a light worker. Many people need to wrap up their minds around the occult. So many people still live in fear, mostly because education doesn't spread so quickly towards certain parts of the world. So I feel like people perceive you as some sort of like person that actually summons demons or worships the devil, when in reality you are an individual that I think transforms dark experiences into wise lessons, into moments of hope and empowerment. You could have been through quite a lot of problems, and I feel that right now you're much more financially stable and generous with your time and with your energy. But it's kind of like people tend to perceive you as being aggressive and selfish and taking what you want, but also quite hot and filled with initiative and a natural born leader. I feel like here with the challenger, I feel like you constantly challenge the status quo. I think that people see that you're trying to break up all these traditional patterns that are no longer helping people in society. For example, you could be a person that is pro-female empowerment and pro-abortion, or you could support LGBTQ groups, or I'm trying to think, you could be against Guantanamo imprisonment. I'm trying to think of causes, that people could consider a little bit, ooh. You could be pro the ending of a person's life, like the assisted ending of a person's life, or pro sci-fi things and robotic technological inventions that are meant to improve our lives here in society. But when people normally hear that, the majority of people in the world, when they hear about such technological changes, they tend to freak out. It's something that pulls them outside of their comfort zone, and I think that you definitely tap onto a person's growth point, and that could make them react towards you in pretty negative ways. They could be aggressive with you, they could be short-tempered, they could be mean, they could be saying some things towards you that you're wondering, where did this come from? That was completely left field. I didn't even see this coming. I just woke up today, I was feeling good, I was living my best life, and then I go out into society and somebody points at me or does something that is quite rude. And I feel that this has something to do, there could be a combination here of some sort of family curse that is looming over you, and especially if you have Pluto and Saturn or the North Node in the first house, the house of how you attract opportunities, your light, your perspective, and also your body to a large extent. It's like you're holding some sort of karma at a very visible point of your existence here on Earth, and other people are able to see it faster than you are able to. And I feel like the more you do this kind of inner work, the more you work on yourself at understanding your unconscious, understanding your shadow zone, understanding people's biases and prejudices, like reading the room, understanding the culture in a specific area in which you live and you travel and you work, the better off you will be, and the more money you will make, the more people are going to come towards you for advice, for support. Because I feel like you're a person that's been through a lot in life, and you're able to teach people how to overcome successfully difficult challenges in their lives. So I feel that even if you're a mother, you could be a single mother, and maybe people project onto you all sorts of nasty things, awful things that people could say to somebody, like for example, you should have worn a condom, things like that. Yeah, I'm sorry. These moments also give me some sort of blank thinking, because I completely disagree with people of such a mentality. But I'm sure that you had your fair share of pretty difficult experiences. I think that you're very aware of the darker side of humanity. And I also feel that you're an individual that is able to transform what is difficult into something quite wise and beautiful, and you're able to teach other people how to overcome a dark night of the soul, or a difficult childhood, or a painful transformation, or the outcomes of trauma. Yeah. So there's something incredibly wise and beautiful about you. I feel like you definitely are a witch, a light worker, a star seed. But it's just that people tend to portray you quite in a negative light. It's like they have very intense, extreme perceptions of you, either as a person that is a daredevil that walks over other people's skulls in order to achieve what he or she wants, or they perceive you as this very light and pure-hearted individual that nonetheless has the potential to summon up demons or curse them for life. So people might be fascinated by you, but they could try to stay away from you. And if you are beginning relationships and then you're thinking, well, why aren't things developing? Why are things blocked? What's going on here? Why did things begin well, but then they turned 360? Well, that's why. I feel like people see you as threatening them in some way, threatening traditional values, threatening established social norms, threatening with your ideas, with your aura, with your vibe. It's like you're trying to break through the calm fabric of society rather than to adapt to it. You are definitely not a person that is meant to conform, and your non-conformism can be interpreted as malicious danger. But I feel it's your destiny to actually be kind and generous with your energy, to teach other people how to treat you, how to respect you, how to speak to you, and other people around you that you are including as part of your soul family, because I think you have some really fascinating friends that also have been through certain problems in their life regarding really struggling to be who they are and to have other people accept them, and trying to live their day-to-day life with peace rather than conflict and constantly needing to explain themselves or to apologize or to conform. Yeah, so this is who you are, group 1. I really hope you have enjoyed this reading. Let me know down in the comments if it resonated. Make sure to like this video and subscribe if you feel like it, okay? Don't let me tell you what to do, but it would really greatly help me. It's free for you, so why not? And I hope to see you in my next one. Until next time, take great care of your non-conformist, beautiful heart, okay? Ciao. Hey, group 2. Hello, darlings. Welcome to a pick a card reading on the topic of how do other people perceive you. Ooh, there was an expectative there in the way in which I pronounced the title. So I'm kind of feeling like you could be a person that is quite slow. You like to take your time. You're very analytical and calculated. I see here this makeup palette. This was your choice. And this is a pretty classic eyeshadow palette. It has a lot of nudes and beiges and creamy colors. You can create very natural and subdued looks. So you're definitely not an extravagant individual. I see that you could be quite into classical beauty. You like elegant, chic styles. You are an individual that could sometimes be black and white in the way in which you think. For you, things are either simple or they're complicated and you don't have time for them. You either are an individual that is with somebody or you're not with anybody at all. You are either a person that makes a lot of money or doesn't have a lot of money. So there could be these kind of extreme situations that you might be going through in your life, but at the same time I feel like you maintain your balance. You're quite calm and aligned, and you have faith that things are going to work out somehow, because they always do. And I feel that you have a lot of self-respect, and you know your worth and you know your skills. So I'm seeing here beautiful, calm, sensual energy. Most likely you could be a Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, or a Libra. I'm also picking up on that vibe. Also water sign. I'm kind of picking up on Cancerian vibes, maybe Scorpio vibes as well. But let's see, following this intuitive interpretation of some of your qualities that I could pick up on, let's see right now based on these cards. And I almost dropped one, so I got a little bit frightened. I don't know why I get frightened when I drop cards. It's like they're my babies, you know, and I don't want them to suffer any problems, and I always try to protect them from heat or damp because I work with candles and water around me. So yeah, maybe you do too. Maybe you're also quite protective of the things that you love. I feel that you are very careful. You like to contain things. You don't like things to run amok or exceed their boundaries. And I also feel that you're very good at having adequate personal boundaries, very healthy personal boundaries where you don't let people take too much out of you. Anyway, I feel like I'm getting too much into the interpretation of your qualities. We can sit here and talk about you all day, but let's see how other people perceive you based on these cards. So we have here the Star, and this is Aquarius energy. We have here the Ten of Swords, so betrayal. And then we have the Six of Cups, nostalgia. Very beautiful. Let's see the other cards. Oh, look at this, gorgeous. The Companion. This is Libra energy. We also have here one of my favorites, Vanth, the caretaker of the dead. And the keywords are respite, assistance, and memory. We also have here kitchen witchery, recipes. And then we also have here the 8th house, intimacy, the darkest house of the zodiac, described in the Numinous astrology deck as the house of investments, intensity, contracts, sex, erotic capital, secrets, mysteries, obsessions, inheritance, kundalini energy, stalking, and the underworld. Yeah. So, group 2. You think of yourself as a very okay and stable and sensual and logical presence, right? Well, let me give you some piece of news regarding how other people perceive you. This might come as a shock. People think of you as being rather chaotic, okay? You are gorgeous, but at the same time, people think that because you are beautiful, and when I say beautiful, I think that it's not only how you look physically, it's also how you take care of yourself. It's the products you use, the way you style yourself, the way you speak, the way you choose not to speak, which is also a form of power. People are very drawn towards you. You have a star-like quality, but people also believe that because of your beauty, doors are unfairly opened in your life, that you use your looks, your power, and your prestige to get your way, to manipulate other people to do things for you. People feel that you could be using lies to get ahead in life. Maybe even you could have been unfairly judged, or you might not be aware of it. People are just gossiping behind your back. That there could be a case of nepotism in your life, like you are the daughter of an important person in your local community, or you are the relative of another person that is very famous or known or important in the local community. And other people think that you get privileges because of that, not because of your skills and your intelligence and your common sense. I feel that I tend to disagree with these people, because I genuinely feel that you're a person that's level-headed, and you know exactly what you want and you go for it, and you're willing to put in the hard work in order to attain it. But people tend to judge you based on these external aspects more than about your internal qualities. And I feel that from time to time, you might play a little bit into these negative perceptions by doing something that kind of proves them right. It could be a self-sabotaging mechanism, whereby if a person keeps saying that, you know, oh, look at the witch, oh, she's so angry and scary, you kind of tend to look at them and go like, boo! So you scare them, you know, or you do something really snide just to prove them that, oh, you think I'm a witch? Watch this, you know? But then this has the ripple effect that the community gets even more intensely negative about you. So I feel that your whole aura at the moment is about holding things on an even keel, balancing things out and not retaliating. Even if people come at you with a lot of disrespect and a lot of negative perceptions that have nothing to do with who you really are, you are meant to be the calm negotiator. You are meant to be the wise person that takes a step back and observes the fools making fools of themselves. You know, you're not supposed to jump into the carnival of the fools and play along with them. You're supposed to take a step back, and like the queen you are or the king you are, you're supposed to just watch the jester play. Yeah. This requires a lot of strength. Not being able to retaliate, not jumping in very quickly and impulsively trying to defend who you are. It requires, first of all, a lot of self-knowledge, Because if you know very clearly who you are, what your strengths and weaknesses are, nobody around you can set you off your path, you know? You are your own worst critic and best friend. And if you've reached that level of self-development, then people could just talk at you and they can say a lot of things, but it can just make you laugh because you know who you are. At the same time, it could also be that when you find a person that truly sees you for who you really are, you could instantly fall in love with them, or it could be like, wow, I can't believe it. You see me just for who I am, and your impression of me tends to fit my impression of myself. Both the negatives, the things I'm very tough with myself about, and also the positives, the things I'm actually quite proud of myself, you know? So this is, to a certain extent, that's the whole purpose of that, you know, cliche saying that we keep hearing everywhere, know thyself, yeah? It is all about finding out who you are so that other people will find it very difficult to manipulate you, will find it very difficult to control you externally, because you have already a very firm locus of self-control inside of you. So that makes you a rock, you know, like people cannot push you left or right, they cannot influence you, they cannot take from you, because you just won't allow it. And you do it in a calm way, not in a combative, defensive way. You just do it because it's natural, it exudes from your self-confidence. So I see that people tend to see you as this person that could easily betray others or backstab others. People tend to make you at the beginning feel like you're part of a family, like, oh, I think I know you, oh, I feel like I want to come towards you and talk to you about my problems. But then they're also afraid that after they share the secret with you, you might take that secret, whatever they shared with you in confidence, that you might take it and then use it against them. So be careful how you wield the power that you have, because I see that you're an individual that wields a lot of power, okay? You're very attractive. There is something very delicious about you. I can't even put my finger on it, but it's not necessarily related to physical beauty. It's like you just have charisma. I think that's it, you know? You just have charisma. You pull people in. You look like you're a person that people want to hang out with, a person that they want to talk to and ask for advice and be around, you know? You might have some Aries and Leo energy in your chart. There's just something quite warm about you, I would say, but warm in a subdued way. I don't think you're like a very loud and brash and extravagant and extroverted person. You're more of like a calm like a calm volcano, you know, like a brewing hot chocolate. I'm sorry for the bad comparisons. I'm doing my best here to try to put some images in your head. People also see the like the latent potential for being a very good bedmate that you have. That was a very strange grammatical expression. I feel like I was translating a German sentence. I'm sorry about that, guys. So, with the verb at the end of the sentence. Anyway, I feel that maybe, yeah, maybe some of you could speak German. And maybe because of that, you know, maybe people tend to associate you with the culture that you come from, even though you're a person that could maybe speak many different languages, or you are bilingual, or you were a first generation, you know, individual born in the country in which you are. Let me give you an example, okay? Because I've been watching Narcos recently and I'm fascinated by Pedro Pascal, and I'm gonna Astro Hunk him next, guys. But he's like that, right? He was born in Chile, but he grew up in America, and people tend to associate him with like Chilean heritage a lot. He gets, you know, typecast into roles of Spanish-speaking people, even though he like speaks like an American and behaves like one, you know. But it's because of that. It's because like people tend to associate him with his cultural roots and background. So there might be this kind of energy with you too. You could be typecast, you know, or associated with your roots, even though maybe you're a Romanian person born in Germany and you speak actually German more fluent than you speak Romanian, because you were born there when you were, you know, you were born there. You maybe moved there when you were 2 years old, or you were born there. Okay, I'm gonna start with that cultural comparison right there. I feel like you're just an individual that is multi-talented and is quite emotionally intelligent, but people tend to use this emotional intelligence against you It's a very typical 8th house dynamic where you are naturally a powerful, sexy, confident, and kind of like smoldering individual, but people tend to take those qualities and use them against you, like, oh, you're sexy, but you could cheat on me any moment now, so I'd rather not show you how much I love you. Or, oh, you've got money, but you could control me with your money any moment now, so I'd rather not share my assets with you or accept gifts from you. Or oh, you seem like a trustworthy person, but I'd rather not tell you a secret because I'm sure you're going to use it against me the next opportunity you have, you know? Like, that's kind of 8th house energy. Scorpios, you know what I'm talking about here. People that have very strong Scorpio energy in their chart, they get involved in these dynamics where they're coming at a situation with an open heart and an open mind, and then people kind of tend to use those qualities against them, vilifying them just because they emanate such a strong magnetic force field, and people tend to become obsessed and they project a lot of psychological issues onto them. So I see here that you might have also suffered some losses in your life. People tend to see you as a caretaker of those things that you have lost. You could have received an inheritance that you need to manage. You might have received some sort of houses as an inheritance and you need to manage property. Or it could be that you need to take care of your parents. Maybe they are elderly, retired, or sick, and you need to take care of them. There's just an air of responsibility that you carry. You might be a person of very few words as well, because the Ten of Swords shows the completion of a communicative cycle. And you could be a person that's very attached to home, the homeland as well. The Six of Cups, I know it's the Six of Cups, but to me this speaks about Cancer energy, and I associate Cancer energy with the astrological 4th house, which is the womb. It's that most private inner place of ourselves. So I feel like you like to cocoon yourself, you know, to hide away from the difficult aspects of society. And it's also self-protective. You're trying to push away negative energy and cleanse yourself, purge yourself of the bad impressions, the envy, the backstabbing, you know, the little kind of like irritative things that people say to you on a daily basis. But I feel like you make a really fierce companion, and many people actually fantasize about being with you, believe it or not, in spite of this kind of like bad energy or like tiny little stabbing critiques that they give to you throughout the day, these passive-aggressive comments that are meant to rile you up. People actually would love to be your spouse, your partner. They would love to have children with you. They would love to wake up in bed with you. It's just that there seems to be this, like you need to do a lot of work to put people at ease. You need to do a lot of work to get people to trust you initially, you know? So I would say persevere and don't give up, yeah? There is something incredibly powerful about you, yeah? You carry this knowledge of how to make people kind of do your bidding, yeah? You can give out an order and people can do it. Yeah, you're that powerful. But it's all a case of finding out that you have this power rather than running away from your power and constantly being like, oh, why does everybody always like treat me bad? And well, it's because you're powerful. And people have very weird ways of reacting to power, you know. But I see very clearly here that you have a soulmate in this lifetime. You're meant to be with them, and I feel that your soulmate is going to love this combination of light and dark, this shadow play that you carry in your aura. I feel like you're this kind of individual that can go from a golden aura in a split second to a brownish, grayish, black kind of aura, you know, because something happened and all of a sudden I could just feel you changing your color instantly, you know. I also feel like you're an individual that is able to change energy, and I feel other people around you are able to see you grow and change and adapt very quickly. You could be this kind of person that might have been through some sort of traumatic event in your life, maybe a near-death experience with Vand and the 8th house, but you adapted very quickly and you sprung back up, you know. Maybe you've been in the hospital recovering from an injury. Maybe somebody tried to, you know, harass you or sexually abuse you. You recovered, you came back, you healed, and you could be doing something to help other people that have been in the same situation as you. Again, strength, power, yeah, more power to you. So I have the feeling that all you have to do with other people is be patient and keep being you without retaliating to prove them right. If people have a very different opinion than who you know you are, let them simmer a little bit and allow your actions to speak louder than words. Also, because I see that you're not a person that is very talkative, and this could also be something that other people hold against you. It's like, oh, what does he or she have to hide? Why are they so silent? Why are they so secretive? But I feel that, much like myself, you're an introvert, and while you push yourself to be communicative for work, you might prefer silent time most of the time, you know, just to recharge and replenish. And you might prefer activities that are low energy, like reading and, you know, resting and just regrouping, calming your nerves and your energy as well. So this is the reading that I had for you, group 2. I really hope you have enjoyed it. Let me know down in the comments if this resonates, if you actually agree with what you heard, or if you think that experiences are different. Also, make sure to like this video, subscribe if you have really enjoyed my work, but don't let me tell you what to do. You know what to do, boo, okay? I'm thanking you so much for listening, and I hope that I get to see your gorgeous, polarized energy with me next time in my next one. Mwah. Ciao. Hey group 3, for you the light is changing because I'm filming this exactly at sunset, and I have like the light of the sun reflected in the mirror right opposite from my building. So welcome to a pick a card reading on the topic of how do others perceive you. You could have this mirroring effect on other people. They could see you as somebody incredibly bright because you make them feel good about themselves. So this is for those of you that have chosen this makeup palette, and this is actually my choice as well, so I'm playing along with you guys. So I can see very clearly that you're an individual that's very colorful. You definitely don't fit the mold. I feel like there's something quite sweet and romantic about your aura, but there's also something quite wise and kind of like you are a person that people tend to enjoy talking to because you might help them understand something deeper about their soul, about their aura, their energy. I feel like in a different way than the other two piles, you are a spiritual individual, but there is something also quite approachable about you. I also feel that you're an individual that is quite sensitive, and you might be easily thrown out of your point of alignment by other people's energies, by their emotions, by their raised voices. I feel like you're an individual that might enjoy spaces of seclusion because you find them highly protective. I do think that you have a very rich imagination. You're creative, much like this palette. It has such sweet colors. So I feel like you're an individual that is able to shed light, like the light of the dawning sun, shed light on uncomfortable or difficult issues and present them in a way that is quite simple and sweet and heart-wrenching or touching. I would say it's like there is a certain emotional component to the way in which you deliver information and the way in which you communicate with other people. So you could be part of my soul family too. You could be a light worker, you could be a white witch. I feel that you could also be a seer, an oracle, as I like to call them, so you could have the gift of foresight. I feel like you would be a very talented tarot reader, an occult practitioner, if this is the path that you choose to go on. But I see it very sweetly that you are an individual that other people crave to have, almost like a friend, almost like their constant counselor. I'm thinking right now of the movie The Constant Gardener with Ray Fiennes. So anyway, that's my intuitive interpretation of your personality. But I want to see right now, with the help of these cards, what do other people how do other people perceive you? So this is not necessarily how you are. Keep that in mind, as I explained in the introduction. This is how people perceive you at a given point in time. So their opinion can change, much like you change and grow throughout your life. So don't take this too personally, and thank God, because a neighbor actually shut the window, so now we don't have that glare anymore. So it could be that you leave a very bright first impression. The tarot cards that I have here for you, we have the Knight of Wands, okay, we have the Death card, oh yeah, we have the Seven of Wands, There we go. Yeah, you just don't give up. We have Jupiter expansion. Wow, gorgeous. And the keywords are enthusiasm, optimism, generosity, benevolence, beliefs, luck, seeking, travel, positivity, lectures, foreign cultures, teaching, pilgrimage, chance, expansion, leaping, exploration, and potential. Sorry, I don't know why I felt the need to say that. It's a very Jupiterian vibe to make fun of the way, a person speaks. We also have the self. Whoa, and look at the gorgeous, gorgeous powder soft pink rose. And then we also have, and the self is associated with Aries energy. Sorry, I forgot to mention this. Yeah, so Aries energy. We also have here Funwell, the angel of truth. And we also have here, scrying, divination. Yes, exactly. My love. I see that people perceive you as somebody that, first of all, is not to be messed with, okay? So in spite of the fact that you might think of yourself, you're a sweetheart, look at all the pastel pink colors that I'm surrounded by. People actually see you as somebody that speaks to the dead, somebody that might enjoy spending time around graveyards, somebody that is attracted to dark energies. And I don't know if you necessarily wear darker clothes. I know I have been in the last months for some bizarre reason. I just felt more attracted to them. But it could be that people kind of tend to perceive you and see you as a darker person, as a person that is mystical, mysterious, keeps to herself or himself, is introverted, and has some special psychic abilities. There could be something quite interesting about the way you look. Maybe you have a mole, a scar, really thin eyebrows like I do, big nose. There could be something that reminds people of their favorite characters in a gory, scary movie, yeah? But at the same time, I feel like people enjoy your company, like they feel titillated by this darkness. It's a very difficult, yeah, maybe people perceive you as a difficult person to reach out towards, a difficult person to approach. So it's interesting because you see yourself as approachable, but other people might find it hard to get to know you or to maintain a connection with you. Yeah, so I'm picking up here on somebody that just doesn't give up. You are relentless. People see you as a person that is going to push and push and push and push and get right back up and push again until you get what you want, until you achieve your goals. You're very perseverant, very determined. I also see here with the Knight of Wands, you are a person that might not stick around in a specific place or with a specific relationship. I feel like even at work, people might see you beginning something and then ending it and then beginning something else, and you might have your proverbial hands in many different pots, yeah? It could be that you're highly creative, passionate about something, but you're not really steady. You don't come across as a very steady influence, as a very steady vibe in a person's life. So this is interesting because, as I said, I'm also including myself in this reading. So this is maybe some food for thought as to how we could become a bit more consistent with our energies in people's lives. The Knight of Wands also promises freedom, openness. It's about, I know some people unfairly accuse the Knight of Wands as the player. I don't hold that opinion. I really like the Knight of Wands, mostly because I had such good experiences with Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius people. Well, some of them, not most. But there is an energy here of fun, excitement, things moving forward. That energy of you say something to a person and instead of actually blocking you, that person says, yeah, sure, let's do it. Or yeah, I would be happy to join you on this trek, So this is about opening people's minds. So people perceive you as a person that is able to speak the truth, yeah, educate, and thereby expand their worldview. It's like you say through your work, through the way in which you act, through the way in which you dress, just your physical presence next to somebody, you have the gift of opening them up, of calming them down, of making them feel like it's gonna be okay, things are gonna be okay, that they can have faith, that they can trust the unknown, that things will be okay, that even if they make mistakes, that's okay, you get right back up and you keep moving forward. Yeah. I see very clearly here that you change negative energy into positive energy. You're a little bit of an alchemist. I feel as well that sometimes you might shock people with the truths you say. It could be that you might suffer from foot in the mouth syndrome. Some people could say, you know, that you should be a bit more careful about what you say and how you express it. I feel that people really enjoy hearing you speak or expressing yourself. They might think you're funny. You might make people laugh quite often. And I don't think it's a mean kind of laughter. I feel like people are laughing with you, because I also feel that you don't take yourself too seriously. You're very aware of your flaws, and you choose to have this very empowering sense of self where you make fun of your flaws, you know, rather than try to endlessly perfect yourself to fit into certain idealized beauty standards or idealized personality standards. You're just like, I'm just gonna accept myself and love myself how I am, because, you know, hey, it's cheaper or it's easier, you know, I'm too lazy to do something more complex than that. So I have a feeling that you bring a smile on people's faces. I have a feeling that you encourage them to think deeply about themselves and their lives. I'm drawn to the smoke that is emerging from Fanuel's cup, and I see very clearly here blue and yellow and green. So these are the energies of the solar plexus, of the heart chakra, and of the third eye chakra, also the throat chakra. They're both blue, but a kind of different hue of blue. So I feel like you're able to bring confidence to people, make them laugh, feel good about themselves, open their hearts, make them feel like, you know, they have a heart, they have emotions, emotions matter, you know, they can continue to love life and love their existence. At the same time, I feel like you help people express themselves and put into words what they have wanted to say to other people, but they can't. They come and say these things to you. And also, I feel with the third eye chakra energy, you help people explore the occult, understand that they might have abilities that other people have not valued in their lives, that it's okay to play with the paranormal, that is nothing scary about that, right? Because the third eye chakra is all about altered states of seeing, altered states of being. You help people see themselves with a different set of goggles, right? Think about how you see the world through a specific frame. Your values, your experiences color your eyesight in a different way, because we don't only see reality based on the actual objects and colors and depth and 3D perception of them. We see them also based on our emotional world. And when we change the way we feel and think, we also, it's like we put on a different set of goggles. Now I'm wearing dark shades and I see the world as mean and evil and filled with violence and people trying to just walk over each other's dead bodies to reach their goals, you know. You changed those goggles because something changed inside of you. You had an awakening. All of a sudden you put on yellow spectacles. I'm confident, I can do it. The world is full of possibilities. Everywhere I go, I meet a friend, a team player, somebody that can be on my side and can help me grow and expand. I have a vision, I have ideas. I'm gonna become my own leader. I'm gonna start my own business. I'm going to take control of my life. You change the goggles and you put on pink goggles, right? I love everybody. I feel that life is so filled with blissful, pleasurable experiences. That's because something changed inside of you. So I hope you understand how this color theory of the goggles, they're not some actual goggles. You can't really purchase them anywhere. That would be amazing if we could actually purchase these psychological goggles that are able to change how we feel inside and our mentality. But we have to still continue to do this work by ourselves. Let's see if Pluto in Aquarius is going to supply us with such mood-enhancing goggles. There might be something coming up. Who knows? Saturn has just begun its transit into Pisces when I'm filming this reading. But up until then, we have to work on ourselves. We have to love ourselves. We have to get to know who we are, right? So we can show up better in relationships to other people, so we can be responsible, accountable, alive, alert, and awake in personal connections, in our everyday reality. So we can make corrections on the go, so we can adapt on the go, and we can create and have fun in this whole chaotic experience called life. So people see you as being an individual that has clearly worked on themselves, and as a consequence, you help other people want to work on themselves too. You give them the tools and maybe the symbols and maybe the resources that they need in order to begin the process of doing the inner work. Maybe people come to you and they walk away with a wealth of new definitions and ideas, and maybe you enrich people with fresh vocabulary. And I have the feeling that through this teacher-like energy, which is kind of like the fun teacher, to be honest, not really the stuffy teacher, but a fun, approachable teacher, a teacher that sometimes, you know, students could correct and include in their jokes because they're so comfortable with this individual. By having this expansive energy, by teaching other people, you help liberate them. Because that's the ultimate goal of teaching. It's not to transform you into a conformist member of society so you can have a white-collar job and work a 9 to 5 and pay your bills and, you know, ask the bank for credit and so on and so forth. No, it's about feeling like you have the skills necessary to not only survive in life but to thrive. Helping somebody learn how to read is, for example, an amazing achievement, yeah? And we take it for granted because so many of us know how to read. But think about how your life would be different if you wouldn't be able to read, yeah? It's such a phenomenal step forward. So you're helping people with these aspects, and I feel that people feel that you're a little bit magical. I feel that from time to time people see you getting quite depressed or overwhelmed because you see that she's kind of like diving into the spiky water. Or you might choose on your own accord to walk away from society and get into your hermit shell because you're researching something. You're trying to come up with a nugget of truth. You're trying to improve the way in which you work for other people. But I feel it's also because you're on a self-development journey. You're on a spiritual journey of your own. And the more you grow, the more people can learn from you, and the more you can help others and improve them, and they can benefit from your aura, yeah? So I see here a very strong person, but a strong person that looks quite soft and sweet. A person that other people might be perceiving as highly adventurous, a little bit crazy and out there and impulsive, but also an individual that speaks the truth and is a teacher, a mentor, somebody that they would love to have on their team, somebody that they love to learn from. You are quite intense and sometimes scarily intense, but in a way in which you help people not give up on life, on love, on faith. This is really sweet. I feel like crying because I have to tell you guys, I've been on a journey recently in the last months that has been quite a little bit sad, I would say. Self-doubt played a very big role, and imposter syndrome as well. But if you, like myself, have chosen this pile, I'm here to let you know that whatever doubts you had in your mind regarding how people perceive you, your skills and your craft, they are dispelled, because I see that people see you as this individual that is struggling to get to know who you are and thereby to show up in a very abundant, prosperous, optimistic way to the collective. Yeah, and people see this. That's the touching part, the fact that people actually see this. Yeah, and you might want to pick up on the skill of scrying. I feel people really enjoy this aspect of your knowledge. Good, great. So this has given me as well an improvement in my awareness. Thank you so much. I'm so happy that I made the decision to create this reading for you guys today. And thank you so much to the subscriber who described it to me and who wanted me to do this reading. Feel free in the comment down below, group 3, to suggest other types of readings. I would be happy to accommodate them for you. Make sure to like this video and subscribe if you have enjoyed what you have heard today and if you like my work. It really supports me. It's free, but if you feel like you don't want to do it, that's okay, boo. I still love you. Don't tell me what to do. Don't let me tell you what to do. I always get caught up in that. Sorry, I'm a little bit emotionally like influenced by this reading, so I'm gonna go and cool off in my little introverted cave. I hope you're gonna have a wonderful rest of the day, and I cannot wait to see you in my next one. Take great care, group 3. Mwah. Bye.